Welcome back, viewers. Dave Epstein here from the Post-Pollock firm, here to review a video and really a story, a series of videos about a DoorDash driver in upstate New York, Oswego, New York, who accused a customer of, well, it ranged from sexual harassment to sexual assault, and now she's finding herself in trouble. Take a look at this news video, and then we'll look at some more.
They just fired me! And the police are doing nothing! I lost my job! And that was my only way to make money to pay my bills!
An Oswego DoorDash driver is facing felony charges after police say she recorded video of a customer during a delivery. She then shared the video online. Good evening, I'm Matt Mulcahy.
I'm Megan Coleman. Police say 23-year-old Olivia Henderson claimed she was sexually assaulted during the incident, but they say that never happened. Henderson was arrested last week. Investigators tell NBC3 the customer was incapacitated and unconscious after drinking alcohol. That's when she got to the home last month. They say she shared the video on social media, and that's when the man called police. Tonight, the I-Team's Mary Keeler is working for you.
In light of this incident, the I-Team wanted to ask police what to do if you're a driver or a customer who's in a situation where you see something or have something uncomfortable happen to you. 23-year-old Olivia Henderson is now facing felony charges following a DoorDash delivery she made to a man's home on October 12th.
She recorded him without his consent and then subsequently disseminated those videos.
Police say Henderson recorded him while he was partially nude, incapacitated, and unconscious on his couch after drinking alcohol. DoorDash referring the I-Team to a statement they made on TikTok on October 16th. It says Henderson's DoorDasher account is deactivated along with the customers, adding, quote, posting a video of a customer in their home and disclosing their personal details publicly is a clear violation of our policies. Police also offering these tips.
If you're a DoorDash driver, try to have the situation so that you're not going in someone's residence if it's at all avoidable. Obviously, there are some circumstances where people have limited mobility and things like that where they might need some extra help. Your own personal information, keep that to yourself. Don't put that out to DoorDash drivers or customers if you're on the other side of that.
Oswego police say this is a reminder of the power of social media, stressing to everyone that it's important to think before you post because it could end up leading to criminal charges. Olivia Henderson is due back in Oswego City Court on December 4th. Court records online indicate she is being represented by the Public Defender's Office in Oswego County.
Well, okay, folks, yes, the dangers of social media. Be careful before you post. I mean, it's like a broken record now. Now, there's more to this story as far as details and everything else. So there was further video that gives a little bit more detail and also shows some of the social media posts of this young lady. But let's just say, as you're already gathering, given the fact that she was charged, even if what she's saying was true, and who knows at a first blush, but once you see what she did afterwards and her, let's say, ill-advised statements on social media, you'll realize why the police probably decided to charge her and why she will not fare well if this individual she filmed and posted excessively on social media should sue her for invasion of privacy and a variety of other personal torts. I'll talk about that in a minute. Let's look at this video from Law and Crime Network.
I'm the victim! Remember? I'm the victim!
A New York woman made wild claims against a DoorDash customer that she delivered food to. She says the man exposed himself to her inside his home, and she recorded him posting the images online. And she even went as far as saying he sexually assaulted her. And her TikTok videos about the situation spread like wildfire. But now she's the one under arrest. We're on the case presented by Law and Crime. I'm Chris Stewart. Wow, police in upstate New York say a 23-year-old committed 2 felonies when she recorded a DoorDash customer allegedly drunk and passed out half naked on his own couch in his own home. But according to the Dasher, that man committed sexual assault. So how did we get here? This is a wild story. On October 12th, Olivia Henderson was working as a DoorDash delivery person in Oswego, New York, that's north of Syracuse on Lake Ontario. She posted a video to TikTok that quickly went viral. She claimed that she had been sexually assaulted by a customer.
3 days ago, October 12th, 2025, I was a victim of SA by a DoorDash customer while I was doing my job as a DoorDash driver.
Now, according to Henderson, she posted about what she says happened on TikTok, but it kept getting removed.
Just real quick, folks. As soon as she starts using the phrase SA, a victim of SA, it's like this shorthand lingo. It doesn't sound terribly convincing, almost like a cop. I don't know what she's trying to get across there.
Whether that's because of the content that she posted violating app guidelines, or whether it was TikTok trying to, quote, silence her, as she claims, that's still unclear.
The DoorDash customer requested that their order be left at their front door. When I arrived at their front door was wide open. Their lights were on, and they were sleeping on the couch within eyesight of the front door with their pants and underwear pulled down to their ankles, and they were indecently exposed to me. I got this on video, and I'm not even going to be posting the video clip anymore because I'm pretty sure that's what's getting me the strikes. But yeah, I reported it to DoorDash, and DoorDash did ban the customer. And then 2 days later, DoorDash banned me.
So Henderson's allegations quickly went viral. Millions of people saw the video. It features the semi-nude man who, it appears, is passed out on the couch after leaving the home's front door open. Now, that content was then reposted with other content creators commenting on what happened. Now, according to Syracuse.com, one of Henderson's videos had 30 million views. So this went everywhere. In her original video, which was taken down, Henderson allegedly insinuates that the customer saw a woman was delivering his order and staged himself for some sort of exhibitionist thrill. Now, the images sparked heated debate in the comments. Had it been the customer's plan all along to expose himself to whoever showed up to deliver his food, or was this just an unfortunate and inappropriate mistake? These are the questions.
Okay, well, right off the bat, so you show up at the door, your DoorDash person, you show up at the door, it's wide open, the person's naked. They said to leave the food at the door. How about doing that? Just leave the food at the door. If you think he's, quote, sexually assaulting you, which it doesn't sound like this guy was sexually, she said it was staged. Good luck proving that. If she gets charged, or if she gets sued by this guy, and he could sue her for posting those images, good luck trying to prove that he was staged. He was obviously, I guess the guy was drunk and doing whatever he was doing. Let's assume the door was open. She should have shut it and left the food there. Instead, and what does she do? She doesn't report it to the police. She doesn't do anything. She starts making herself a superstar on social media. How does that look? If you're a judge or a juror in a criminal case, that's, well, now she's facing felony charges. You are a juror in a civil case brought by the guy whose pictures are now 30 million views of this guy. 30 million views. And see her self-righteous sort of crazy description of, this is horrible. I had to show this essay. And it wasn't a sexual assault. I mean, even if, I guess you could say it's indecent exposure. It's not really an assault. It's a sex crime, but it's not a sexual assault. So get your terms right if you're going to use these phrases like you're an expert on this thing, Miss Henderson. But let's see some more of this video, because it shows more video of her, and it's certainly, you'll see why I formed my opinions about what's going on here.
Questions that police have been trying to answer. Some of the more cynical commenters have suggested that Henderson herself opened the front door, then took the video to get attention. Also, at the heart of the conversation, swirling online, was Henderson's claim of sexual assault. Could what happened be categorized as sexual assault? Was there anything there for any sort of charge? We'll get more into that in just a moment. But Henderson made it clear that she was not giving up.
No, I'm going to keep telling my story. Like, this is the only justice I'm getting, is exposing this man and having posted that video and it has gone viral. Like, now he can live with shame and embarrassment if people have seen it and knows who he is or where he, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the one being punished. This is a man's world. I'm the victim. Remember, I'm the victim. and they took down my video. They were gonna have to pay me for my second story time because that was over a minute long. They were gonna have to pay me for all those views I got. So no, they took that right down. They took that right down. Absolutely not. They're not paying me for that. Nope.
In a video with the caption, "Time to sue DoorDash?" Henderson said that she has spoken with DoorDash support multiple times and they refused to tell her why her account was deactivated. She also claims that she couldn't access money that she had already earned that hadn't been transferred from the app to her bank account. But then, on October 16th, Henderson posted one last video.
So I and the rest of the world, we all found out why I lost my job together. That's the update.
DoorDash put out its own statement on TikTok and other social media platforms saying, quote, "We've seen some tough and sensitive posts over the past few days, and we want to clear the air. No one should ever have to experience sexual assault, harassment, or abuse, and DoorDash never deactivates someone for reporting it, full stop. We take these reports incredibly seriously and work closely with law enforcement to investigate and support those affected. In this case, the Dasher let us know about an experience that made them feel unsafe, and that is exactly what we always want Dashers to do. Our team immediately began investigating and has been in direct contact with law enforcement and is prepared to fully support any of their efforts. However, posting a video of a customer in their home and disclosing their personal details publicly is a clear violation of our policies. That is the sole reason that this Dasher's account was deactivated along with the customers while we investigated. We've also ensured that the Dasher has full access to their earnings, and we know these are sensitive situations, and we want every Dasher to know if you ever feel unsafe or experience something concerning, come to us. We're here to listen, act, and support. And
all right, folks, I think we've got a general view of what happened here or what may have happened. The video she's posting, among other things, one of the things that this person could sue her for would be intentional or negligent infliction of emotional distress. And that's always a very, very difficult tort or claim to make. It's not an easy thing to prove. And one of the things is obviously the intent part. Sometimes you say or do something and you don't intend to cause emotional distress, but it may have a high likelihood. This girl got on social media now and said, because I wanted everybody in the world to see that so he would be shamed and humiliated. Thank you. You just proved the intent part, Ms. Henderson. You just proved the intent part. Because if a jury doesn't believe you about your, again, if he sues, I don't know, maybe the guy just wants to go in the woodworks now that his naked picture's been posted all over the internet by this woman. But if he does want to sue you, he now has established your intent to cause him shame and humiliation by way of posting these videos. Now, this is a crime. The posting part is really where she went off the reservation, as we say. That's where she really strayed from the herd. Because if she had video and it was all true, what she should have done is report it to DoorDash, bring it to the police. Instead, she starts doing these diatribes on TikTok and wherever else whatever platform she's using. And she starts posting naked videos of this guy. And it culminates in her screaming, "I'm the victim. This is a man's world." You know, all of that is very true. But you don't come off as that victim in this case. None of this makes you look like a victim. It looks like you took an opportunity because this guy left his door open. Or maybe she did open the door. They're suggesting maybe she did. We don't know. But you could infer a lot of different things. The guy could say, "Hey, listen, I passed out, but I know I shut my door before. That's why I told her to leave it on the steps." Maybe he really did stage it. Maybe he really was out to sexually, expose himself to her. Maybe. There's a lot of maybes here. But the maybes are all canceled in her favor because of what she did with what happened. She videotapes the guy. She posts it. She starts to, they say, get attention. She even went into part of her diatribe. She's talking about, they knew they'd have to pay me after a minute. They just don't want to pay me. Like, why in creation are you talking about that? It's one thing to say they're trying to stifle you because it's a man's world, which, okay, in this case, that would be a stretch with YouTube or TikTok or anybody else. But here she's talking about, oh, they stopped because they had to pay me. It sounds to me almost like you're a little bitter that you're not getting as much money as you would like to get out of this thing. All of it does not redound to your benefit. None of it is going to help you, and especially now that you're facing criminal charges. And this is becoming a very, very common crime. There are more and more laws being passed in many states that address this whole business of what you post on social media, what you post on the internet. New Jersey not too long ago passed I believe it's called the Take It Down Act. Under that act, you can be prosecuted for posting intimate videos or videos showing intimate parts, and I won't go into detail. I think you can figure out what they are. And you are, even if you consent to the photos or videos, even if you consent, if you don't consent to posting them, or after somebody posts them without your consent, they don't take them down after you say so, that's a crime. It also can be the basis for lawsuits. Again, invasion of privacy, intentional infliction of emotional distress. All of these things can be defamation. How about defamation? A jury could believe that this woman is lying and that this woman made this up and that this woman, she just was looking to get money, attention, or fame, or whatever. And it's a he said, she said kind of situation. So you could say he was defamed. She made a false statement about him. He sexually assaulted her. He staged it. He did this. He did that. And it's proven to be untrue. And she knew it to be untrue. And in this case, but it's not hard to infer because she's just making up that he intentionally staged this. If a jury believes that that the door was closed and she told her leave it at the door and she opened it again, she knew what she was saying was false. Of course, that can be the case in any kind of sexual assault case, any kind of one-on-one he said, she said. That's always the case. It's unfortunate because some cases there are real legitimate issues there. Maybe there was here. But where it went to hell for her was when her way of dealing with it, and again, I am not saying I agree that, he was staged. It doesn't appear that way to me based upon the charges they filed, but I don't just base it on that. It's based upon her conduct. All this business, she's on social media making a star of herself, and she goes out and this video ends up getting 30 million views. This guy, now obviously she doesn't have a lot of money because she's being represented by a public defender. But I have to tell you, this guy could go and sue her anyway. Just say, I'll get you for a judgment for an intentional act that doesn't get discharged in bankruptcy. So I guess the biggest lesson here, folks, yes, they were talking about what do you do about DoorDash? What do you do about, what's a customer to do? They're talking about this like it's some nuanced new thing we have to know about. No. Delivery drivers have had crimes committed against them, and and people have had false claims made against them of criminal conduct. It's been long before social media. You always protect yourself. If somebody or a DoorDash driver and some guy flashes himself or something happens, you try your best to document it, and then you go to the police. You don't do this nonsense. So there's nothing new. You don't really need instructions on what to do. You don't need instructions on what you should or shouldn't do as a homeowner who orders DoorDash. Don't walk to the door. Don't open the door naked. Duh. And what to do. How do you protect yourself if somebody's going to falsely accuse you? I guess the only way you do it is to have video cameras, security cameras around your house so that you can prove that whatever they're saying wasn't true. Whatever the case may be, folks, the real issue here is social media and what you post. And this is a crime in New York. It's a crime in New Jersey. I know it's a crime in many other states. And if you think this is the way to get even with somebody, there's a whole area they call revenge porn, and there's laws against it. Where somebody breaks up with you, you took a video of you two fooling around, and you post it, you can go to jail for that. And you know what? You probably should. Because even if somebody consented to the videotape, you have no business going out without their permission or against their will and posting it online. So, listen, I'd like to give everybody the benefit of a doubt. a fair shake. I like to think that, everybody's innocent until proven guilty. But the conduct of this young lady through her own words and her actions, etc., if I'm called upon to decide that case, I don't need to hear a whole lot to conclude that something very wrong happened here, and that she appears to have violated the criminal acts for which she's charged. She admits it. I wanted the whole world to see. Well, you didn't get the guy's permission. And there's I don't see any legal exception. Oh, well, you're protecting yourself, or you're this or that. So, in any event, folks, don't post things unless you know exactly what you're posting. And if there's any doubt, talk to a lawyer. Talk to a cop. Talk to anybody who knows. But don't just post things that are slanderous, scandalous, things like that, without thinking twice about it, because you end up exactly where Olivia Henderson ends up. And listen, I don't want to see a young lady go to jail or anything. I don't. But somebody has to do something when something of this magnitude happens. And the people in Oswego, New York have. So be careful, folks. In any event, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. Please hit like and subscribe, and please leave your comments. We will see you next time. Dave Epstein signing off for the Post-Pollock firm. Thank you.